some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant one foul.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
Well, Greg, for Brett Brown and the Spurs connection, he was an assistant in San Antonio for 7 years, was really indoctrinated in how the Spurs conducted business, Clark, before coming to the 76ers.
Yeah, he's got an interesting accent, too, a mix of Boston Australian from where he grew up and where he spent a lot of time, but no doubting his passion and his coaching ability. He's good in both.
He was actually a head coach for Australia for a while, international play.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Now here's Iverson. He's got 5. Cannot hit. Excellent D there from Garnett.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
Cleans up the mess with the savage putback flush.
That is great timing. He is one tough customer on the offensive glass.
You know, Clark, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound's going to go.
They call it a nose for the ball.
And he's got as good a sense of that as anybody in our league.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You can't let someone of his skill go unbodied at the rim like that. Box him out. Get him away from the basket. He'll make you pay with tip-ins like you just saw.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. It's tipped. Malone with the steal. Kevin Garnett grabs the miss. And here we go. Here's Towns. And he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
That's his first personal foul. Third team foul. 76ers foul call. Allen Iverson.
The Timberwolves have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
And one of the highlights on the season has been their ability to make free throws. How about 82% as a unit?
Yeah, in general, they've been very solid. Free throw shooting isn't something they've had to worry about too much this season, guys.
1 second left, and the quarter ends with some stifling defense right there.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your Timberwolves dancer.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Minnesota.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
You know, they've also shown some real tenacity here early on tonight, and it's paid off with a lot of second chance points.
Martin and Wiggins out on the perimeter. Garnett out there with Towns, and it's Cassell right at the point. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and we're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
Back to Martin. This one for 3. The shot's good. Cassell making the play. Martin's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Outside Irving. Pass to McGinnis. 17-foot shot on the way. That's good.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
In the corner, it's Martin. Wiggins outside. Back to Martin. Over to the wing. Garnett kicks to Wiggins. Just 5 on the clock. And good on the basket. Look it. Martin's got the lead up to 7 now for the Timberwolves.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Winning on the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves, it was a win against Charlotte.
And they may have been on the road, but you know what? They nullified any home court disadvantage in that game by how well they shot it from 3.
Shooting can always be a great equalizer. When you shoot like that from outside really makes winning on the road a lot easier.
Here's Martin. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Well, let's take this chance now to bring up the rookies at the head of their class in steals this past month. 5th, Karl Anthony Towns.
And if those numbers show us anything, it's how good he is at picking up on ball handlers' tendencies and knowing when to make his move.
Well, he's a premier pickpocket last month among rookies. You can't afford to get lazy around him because he'll leave you empty-handed for sure.
Now here's Iguodala. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
And now quick review at the numbers for Andre Iguodala. He's putting up 6 points a night, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Not bad numbers, but for a player of his talent, you have to think he can do more.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he's been inconsistent. Unusual for him, but when he turns it back around, watch out.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give him a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
The 76ers trail by 7. Here's McGinnis. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
Here's Serbiak. 9 points last game. Cassell bounces high off the rim and drops. And the Timberwolves lead by 7. Timeout called the 76ers. This their first chance to take a look at the Timberwolves this season.
An interconference matchup. They faced these guys twice a season, and last year they took both games.
2 teams in the bottom of the East and West, as you said. These regular season victories count for more. Both hungry for a win tonight.
Here's McGinnis, coming off a stellar performance against Utah. Here's World B. Free, a stupendous finish in traffic.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Minnesota calls timeout.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit. I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
Cassell against Free. There's the pass to Serbiak. Kicks to Towns. Timberwolves passing it around. Garnett the pass to Cassell. Here's Towns. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
You know, the first shot defense has been pretty good, but they've been getting beat way too often with the second and third chance.
Great point, Clark. That last line of defense is your ability to secure the backboard.
Iverson's checked in for Irving. Now here's Iverson. He has 5. Got a hand on it. They recover it. Levine dishes to Garnett. Here's Sprewell to the wing right side. They set the pick. Over to the left wing. Garnett against Malone. Fades away. And it's Malone with the rebound. Malone's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Iguodala outside. Beyond the arc. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
And for Andre Iguodala, last year was a first in 758 games. Up until then, he had not once ever come off the bench.
Yeah, he'd been a starter throughout his 10-year career, every single game, Kevin. And last year he came off the bench in every game. Big adjustment for the veteran, but he made it well.
Cheeks checked in for Free.
And getting back to Iguodala last season, not only did he come off the bench for the first time ever, but he really thrived in doing so. Playing the fewest minutes per game of his career, he was able to avoid some of the nagging injuries that had plagued him in the past. And so he could stick around to help the Warriors assemble that franchise record of 67 wins last season.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Timberwolves leading by 4. 35 seconds left in the first half of the game. Levine kicks to Towns. Here's Garnett. Good work defensively by Malone.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, I mean, deterred them from those plays.
It's as if the defense just let him go.
He'll thank them for that because he got a chance to perform a little razzle-dazzle on that one.
Here's Cheeks. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Malone.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
And the first half comes to a conclusion.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith, and it was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota, the largest lead for them during the period. And now, folks, it's just about time for the third.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Kicking off the second half, here's Brett Brown's foul. Irving is out there with McGinnis. Then it's Cheeks. Then it's Iverson. And it's Malone in at the 5 spot. Here's Levine. Garnett, the screen. Here's Wiggins. Terrific design on the big play. He lays it in. Wiggins has got the first bucket of the third here for the Timberwolves. Pass to McGinnis. Here's Cheeks. Guarded by Garnett. Malone with the screen. Cheeks kicks to Iverson. It's blocked. Passes to Springer. Wiggins dishes to Towns. The feed to Levine. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. This is his first free throw of the game. First one falls for him.
2 shots.
And he makes the first but misses the second. The 76ers trail by 7. And for those of you tuning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Iverson gets the bucket.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Here's Sprewell taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Shots good. Levine's got 5 now.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
And Philadelphia calls time here. Stolen by Levine. Now here's Towns. He's covered by Irving. Bean passes to Wiggins. Towns kicks to Wiggins. To the inside. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
And we get a chance to check out the numbers for Irving. Getting around 12 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Sure, most guys would be satisfied with that stat line, but he's built for more.
And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Garnett.